So welcome everybody, and I have with me two phenomenal gentlemen, Mahir and Krishak. So Mahir, co-founder of QBN, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Shazi. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for all you do. And it's a pleasure to be here week after week, learning from the best of the best. He's been a great blessing to our QBN family. He's also been, we've established, we haven't met in person. We've known each other, I guess, going almost on a year, but I feel like he's family. And so we've built a really nice personal relationship and looking forward to seeing you sometime in the very, very near future. But for those on the call and those watching this video, like I said in my introduction, this is the guy. If you ever wanted to learn a new skill, Forex is as good as it gets. What better way to add an additional skill than to be in the most lucrative market where over right around $9 trillion are traded a day. What learning Forex did for me was it got me more involved with learning about the currencies that I'm trading. And I trade usually Euro USD, USD, Japanese yen. And so I know more about those countries, the presidents, the governments, the employment rates, agriculture, commodities in those countries. And so it's led to great conversations. It's led to great knowledge for me personally to know about these other countries and the currencies I'm trading. So basically, that's my testimonial. I mean, I don't trade every single day, but I learned about trading. I love to trade. I'm going to get back in here in the near future. But I've always said, diversify your portfolio, diversify your knowledge, diversify your skill set. Don't stay in your comfort zone. Get out of that comfort zone. Get around people. And for those of you that are watching this video, this is the place to be. So, Krishak, the floor is all yours. Great having you here again.
Hi everyone. I appreciate you, sir.
Before you
Again,
start,
it's
Krishak, let me just remind everybody what the session is today. I did actually organize. Um, we are having a session with Krishak today. It's session 3. And the breakout strategy that can change your trading style. Trade with Krishak. You learn about what is a breakout, real versus fake, retest, risk reward, and looking at different concepts. So Krishak, over the last 2 sessions, has covered the fundamentals, and last week we were looking at trends. And whether it's a long trade, short trade, and consolidation, and then applying that to the real market. So we're looking forward today, Krishak, what you have in store for us. So
And
thank
I'll be
you.
leaving the call. I'll be leaving the call a little bit early today because I have an appointment. So thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Shazia. Thank you, sir, for your kind words. As I always like being in touch with QBN. And yes, we have not seen each other in person, but soon we will be again. I will be flying to the US as well soon, and we can plan a lot of other things as well. Offline sessions is also something that I'm looking forward to with QBN. So again, let me quickly share my screen and let's get the session running. All right. So today's session is going to be more on, as Shazia has mentioned, it is going to be more on breakout strategy. So it's a strategy session today. It's a breakout strategy session. Again, this is a very power-packed session. It's a quick half an hour session. We will be discussing about how to identify real opportunities and avoid the fake outs in the markets. Now, just to keep in mind, this is again a strategy. Again, it has a win rate as well. It has a win rate of 60 to 65%, right? These strategies usually go with the direction of the market, and this session is very much linked to what we spoke about in the previous session is trends. So anybody who's not gone over the previous session, the last session number 2, we spoke about trends, the direction of the market, and this is just the extension of that, including the strategy. So the strategy is very much based on the trend, plus how do you identify breakouts? Now, let us first understand what a breakout is, right? In session 1, we spoke about support and resistance. So at support resistance, trends in session number 2, and now session number 3, we are back with breakout and retest strategy. So what is a breakout? A breakout is when the price breaks the support or the resistance level to continue its direction. Which means when we look at the price, when we look at the candles, let's assume that this is a level of resistance and this is a level of support. Let me quickly label them as S and R. So this is the level of support and this is the level of resistance. Let's say the price is moving sideways like this. Price moves sideways between the levels of support and resistance to a point where you see a candle breaking out. What happens then is a candle breaks out of the level of resistance. So let's assume that this is a green candle. Anytime when a candle closes above the level of resistance, this is called a breakout. A breakout is when the candle closes above the level of support or resistance. This is what a breakout is that it broke out of this range. So the range that you see here, it actually broke out of this range. So the price broke through. Imagine you want to go on level number 2. You're on level 1 and you want to level up. You use an elevator to go up the building, right? As you use the elevator to go up, you break through the ceilings. You pass the ceilings. It's the same concept here. And then the price continues to push up. But then there is another thing that we gotta focus on is it's not that if we see one candle closing above the resistance or below the support, that does not mean that it is counted as a breakout. It does not mean that it is a valid breakout. It could be a fake breakout. Why? Because we first got to identify the direction of the market. What is the direction of the market? Are the markets going up or are the markets going down? So the first step to identify a breakout is to first identify the direction of the market. Because when you first identify the direction of the market, then you can understand whether the markets are going up or down, right? Let's assume the direction of the markets are bullish. They are in an uptrend, right? Let's assume that the direction of the market is bullish. The market is in an uptrend. What happens then is that if we have a candle closing above the resistance like this is a valid breakout. This is a valid breakout. But then if the direction of the market is bearish, and then we have a downtrend, but then we have a breakout of resistance, this could be a fake out as well. Why? Because the direction is bearish. It's a downward trend. That means the next candle could potentially be a red candle closing back in the range like this. This is how to avoid a fake out, is to first identify the direction of the trend. So the first step is see what the direction of the market is. See if the markets are going up or see if the markets are going down. Based on the direction, you got to identify that the price will break the resistance or the price will break the support. In this case, if it is a bearish trend and if the price breaks the resistance, there is a potential chance that this could be a fake out. I'm trying to identify my tools here. Okay, this could be a fake out. Why fake out? What is a fake out is that the price breaks the resistance but failed to continue bullish. So what is a fake out? A fake out is price broke the resistance but failed to go up because the direction of the market is bearish. This is what a fake out is. So what could be the next opportunity is then you can start short selling. Short selling is what we discussed in the previous session as well, that if we know that the markets broke the level of resistance, but then it did not sustain because of the direction, we can now short selling and it will break the level of support. It will then break the level of support for it to continue pushing bearish. Why? Because that is the initial direction of the market. The direction of the market is bearish. So what happens then? You see the market going down and down and lower and lower and lower. This is what exactly happens in the markets. Uh, let's go back to our example where the market is bullish. We have a bullish trend, which is an uptrend, of course. Let me replicate the same example again, is that this is a level of resistance, and this is, oops, just a second, folks. Okay, there we go. We are back on it. Okay. This is a level of resistance, and then this is a level of support. Let's assume the direction of the market is bullish. That means this is what has been happening. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, consolidation, and then the price breaks the resistance again. When the price breaks the resistance again, what happens after that is the price needs to come back lower to retest for it to continue pushing back up. What is a retest? Retest is when resistance is turned into support and vice versa. This is what a retest is when resistance, which is this level that we are looking at, turns into a level of support when the price comes back lower for it to continue pushing higher. So when we look at the retest, this is how it is: a green candle followed by a green candle. Then we see the price coming down. Then we see the price pushing a bit lower, just a little bit. It should not close below the level of resistance. So it comes back lower. The body closes above. The body should close above the level of resistance like this for it to continue pushing higher. This particular phenomena here, this is the retest that we all look for in the markets. This retest is when resistance, it was previously a resistance, is now turned into a level of support. So this is called a retest. Why a retest? Because the market comes back lower to the same level for it to continue pushing back up. This is why it's called a retest. Breakout, this is the breakout. I will label the breakout as well. So anybody who would like to take a screenshot of this strategy, breakout, this candle is a breakout and this is a retest. And your entry would be right on the second green candle. This is where you would be entering at the second green candle for the price to continue pushing up. So your entry will be right here. Anybody who wants to take a screenshot, feel free to take a screenshot of this example. Let me bring breakout down below. So we have everything in picture. Okay. Feel free to take a screenshot and then we can move on. All right, let's move on. How can we identify a fake out in a downward trend, right? Let's say that we have a downward direction, right? We identify the fake out in an sorry, this is a downward. Let's identify how to identify a fake out in an upward direction. Is that we'll take the same example. We'll replicate everything the same way as we did. Okay. Let's assume the direction of the market is now bearish. Let's say these are the few examples that we are looking at, and then we'll be going on the live charts. Let's assume the direction of the market is bearish. What happens? The price moves like this, right? And then it breaks the level of support, and then it comes back up for a retest to continue pushing lower. This is a breakout and a retest in a downward momentum, in a downward trend, whereas this is breakout and a retest in an upward momentum, right? This is the difference. It's the exact opposite thing, but in a downward trend. What we are looking at, it is in a downward trend. So let's look at the live examples. Okay, let's go over the live examples. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can see the charts. Okay. We are on the 15 minutes time frame right now, and this is a level of support right here. This is a level of support. Why do I say this is a level of support? Because it was support, price went up, support, price went up, price went up. Then the price broke below, it came back up to retest for it to continue pushing back down. Make sense? I'll repeat it again. It was previously a level of support. When the price broke the support, it came back up to create a level of resistance for it to continue pushing lower, right? This means support is now turned into what? Resistance. Support is now turned into resistance. What does this mean? Role reversal. This means price broke below. This is the breakout. So which is the breakout candle here? This is a breakout candle, which is the retest. This is the breakout candle, which is the retest. Green followed by the red is the retest. Green followed by the red is the retest. This is the retest. You would enter here. You would enter here for the price to continue pushing down. So this is where you would be entering at the black line. After the price has turned into after the structure has changed from support to the level of resistance for the price to continue pushing down. So if you missed the first move, the price came back up again to give you a second entry. So it's giving you a second chance for it to continue pushing down lower and lower. And this will be your take profit. Somebody might ask, where is your take profit? Your take profit would be at the level of support. Look at the previous level of support. Someone can argue this is a level of support. Yes, this can be your take profit. This can be your take profit as well. This is how the strategy works, that you go from one level to the next level. It's one level at a time. It broke the support for it to continue pushing back down. Let's take one example of resistance where the price breaks the resistance to continue pushing up. Okay. Let's say this is a level of resistance, right? This is where the level of resistance is. This is a level of resistance. The price broke. Make it a bit thinner. Okay. This is a breakout candle. So this is a level of resistance right here. To the left, you have a level of resistance. This is a breakout candle. This is a breakout candle. Retest is what is a retest? When resistance turns into support. Now it's vice versa. It's the opposite of support turning into resistance. When a breakout happens, when the price breaks the resistance, it's resistance turning into support, which means you're one level higher. You're now one level higher. What does one level higher mean? Is that this is your retest. Red followed by the green is your retest. Red followed by the green is your retest. This is where you would be entering. This is your entry point. This is your entry point. This is also your entry point. Anywhere you see a support forming after the price has broken the resistance, it becomes your support. When the price comes back lower, this is a support, price goes up, price comes back down, creates a support again for it to continue pushing back up. Price comes back lower for it to continue pushing back up again. Correct? Your take profit would be up top. Another example, last example before we take the questions and answers is this is a level of resistance. There we go. A level of resistance. Why resistance? Price went down. Correct? Can anybody help me identify the breakout candle here? Let's do this example together. Who can identify which is a breakout and which is a retest here? Which is a breakout candle? Breakout is when price breaks the resistance. So which candle broke above the resistance here? Let's first identify the breakout. I'm not sure if anybody can annotate on the screen. No? Okay. Okay. If anybody can, I'll move my cursor around. If anybody can tell me yes or no for a breakout candle. Is this a breakout candle? No. Is this a breakout candle? Yes. Why is this a breakout candle? Because the candle broke above the resistance. Make sense? Did this candle pass the resistance? It did not. It did not cross the resistance. It did not. Did this candle cross the resistance, the big one? Yes, it did. It did. So this is a breakout candle. This is a breakout candle, right? This is not a breakout candle because it is below the resistance. So this is not a breakout candle, right? Now, once we identify a breakout, let's identify the retest, which is a retest. Price turning into resistance to support. Is this a support? Red followed by the green? Yes. This is a retest. Price goes up from here. Is this a support? This is a support. This is a support. Is these two are your entry levels, keeping your take profit up top. So entry number one, entry number two at the retest. Retest, and this is a retest as well, right? And you can take a screenshot of this. All right, let's move on. Let's do one last example before we move on is I'm gonna let you people do the example again. It is you people who will be doing the example again. So let's identify, okay, this is a level of support turned into resistance, right? First and foremost thing is look for the candle. I'll zoom in so you folks can see properly. Look for the candle that is a breakout candle. It was a support previously. See, it is a support. It was previously a support. Which candle broke below? Which candle closed below the level of support? I'll move my cursor so you can say yes or no. Is this the candle that went below? Is this the candle that broke below the support?
It's above.
It's above. Is this the candle?
No.
No. Is this the candle?
It's on it.
It's on it. So is it a breakout? No. Why? Because it has a long wick, so it's not a breakout.
Mm.
Is this a breakout candle?
The
It
only reason
is.
why it is, but I was doubting it because it's kind of like it wasn't
It is
like
a
the previous cut through. It was slightly
correct.
so it can be a bit, you have to be observant.
Correct. This is a breakout candle, and this is also a breakout candle.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we call this as a breakout candle? Is because what you mentioned, Shazia, is
It's
that
on
it
the
is on it. It did not break below, it did not
mm.
close below. This is a breakout candle, right? This particular candle is a breakout candle. This is a breakout candle. After we identify a breakout, let's identify a retest. Is this a retest? Yes, it is a retest. Why it is a retest? Because price came back up.
Up.
Price came back up to create a resistance, which means support turned into what? Resistance.
Resistance.
Support turned into resistance for the price to continue going bearish. Make sense?
Hmm.
This is a retest. So if this is a retest, where should your entry be? After the red candle. So your
Hmm.
entry should be on the black line. This is where your entry should be, right after the red candle closed in your direction. Your entry should be right here. For anybody who's on the call, please watch this recording over and over again so you get a good hang of the strategy. Because again, this is a very advanced concept, and I'm just giving you a quick glimpse of how I trade. We again dive a lot more deeper into the one-on-one sessions and the group sessions. Feel free to sign up for those sessions. For those sessions are for somebody who wants to become a professional trader, who wants to trade for a living, and even for somebody who wants to do this as a part-time but in a profitable way. So our end goal is to make you profitable. That's the end goal. So feel free to, join one-on-ones, the group sessions as well. Uh, please watch this recording over and over again because this is a very simple strategy. Once you get a hang of this strategy, it is very easy to implement for your trading. So we can take up the question and answers if anybody has any questions, and we can move from there.
If you want to unmute, you can speak. If you want to use a chat box, you can use a chat box. Paola, any questions? She has a question. You're mute.
Yeah, I think she's translating. Yeah, she has a
translate the
question.
chat
Yeah.
box. No, because Paola's actually trading as well. So
Yeah, I remember she spoke last time. She
yeah.
told us that she's trading. Yeah. This would be very easy for her to understand the strategy.
Every time I look, while she's typing it in, every time I look at gold at the moment, every time coincidentally it's in the consolidation stage. So I always catch it at the wrong time.
As of now, it is consolidating. We had a good push. Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
but
We
I
did
seem
have a
to
good
catch it
push.
at every time I end up having the chance to go in, it's in consolidation. So it's been one of those weeks.
Correct. Yeah, one of those weeks. Yeah, because we also had interest rates come out yesterday for the US. So we had US interest rates come out yesterday as well. So gold is currently in a downward trend, of course, like always. So yeah, let's take Paula's questions. Is it correct that the size of the candle does not matter as long as it exceeds the previous maximum? Let me go back to the same. The size of the candle does matter. The size of the candle does matter. Why? See, what does the size of a candle mean? If you have a small candle like this, right? If you have a small candle like this and a long wick, that means buyers and sellers are equal. A small body candle means buyers and sellers are equal. This is what it means. A big body candle like this, a big body red candle means there are a lot of sellers who are pushing the price lower, right? So the size of the candle really matters. But when does it matter? During high volume times when there's a lot of volume in the markets. So you'll always see big, big, big candles. So when you look to trade, make sure that you avoid small body candles and focus on large body. See, if this particular candle would have closed below with a big body below the support, this particular candle would have closed below, this would have been the breakout candle, right? But since it closed in between, as Shazia said, this is not a breakout candle because it closed at the support. So
Yeah.
how did we identify that? With the size of the candle, because of the size of the candle. And then we moved on to the next candle, that this is a breakout candle because the whole body closed below. So the size of the candle is bigger than the previous one. So this is how we differentiate between candles and candles. So size of the candles does matter a lot. I hope that answers your question, Paula.
She says yes.
Thank you. Perfect.
There's been an amazing session today, just looking at the breakout strategy and just diving deep into the depth of it a bit more and looking at examples to kind of get the better understanding, especially the retest. Because I think the
Yeah,
breakout,
retest.
it's always, for
Breakout is
me, it's
easy.
always the opposite side that I have to focus on, like the
Yeah,
long and then the short. Same with the breakout and the
right. Correct. So it's yeah, it's once once somebody watches the video over and over again, because again, it's a strategy, right? When you look at a strategy or when you're learning a new skill, it's always good to look at something over and over again to master the whole thing. So again, I know a lot of people might not understand just in one quick half an hour session. It's more about going over the sessions again and again, again and again, right? This is what trading is. It's about practicing, and this is what we do in one-on-ones, that we do hands-on. Like I'll be sitting, I'll be sitting here, and then you'll be showing around the charts as to how do you identify, right? And then I'll be also pointing it out on the screen. So that's more of again one-on-one personalized sessions. But yeah, any more questions, folks? If not, then yeah, we can conclude.
I don't see any more questions, but thank you, Paola, George, Carmen, for joining. I'm sure that you had an insightful breakout session, understanding of our session today. Mahir, I'm not sure if he's there or if he's not there because I know he had to go. But thank you, Krishak. Next week we have our fourth session, and that will conclude the series of four. And then we will review how we will move forward. But thank you to all of those who joined. And like Krishak said, do rewatch the recordings because they make a difference. It will be translated in Spanish, Paula, so you will be able to see it in Spanish as well. Thank you, Krishak, and shall see all of you next week, same time. If you are interested in having just a consulting call for 20 minutes with Krishak to see if it's a good fit for you, then do let us know. We can arrange that where you can just have a one-on-one conversation as well. So thank you, Krishak, and have a
Thank
lovely
you, Shazia.
yours is
Thanks, folks. See you.
evening. The
Bye-bye.
rest of you, I think it's whether it's morning, afternoon, or day. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.